This blue line, I'm going to delete that and recreate it. Which is easier than just trying to make alterations. So the blue line will start from here to there, to there, to there. Actually, do we want it to connect down over here too? It's an idea. Nah, it's alright. There. And let me recolor it. Make it the blue line again. Boom. Alright, good. Kind of looks like water, but that's okay. We'll want bus lines, but I'm wondering about... No, I guess I could build them now. At least for this little area here. I mean, buses are easy to do, right? You don't have to build infrastructure. You just put down the stops. So if we do some... That's the bus. So if we do something like this... This... And then you're going to go through that way, which is okay. Come there. Then here. And then you got to do that, which is kind of a pain, but I guess it's okay. Hit both these little branches, then you can keep coming up this way. To here. We sort of missed that, but that's alright. To there. To there. To there. Yeah, you gotta, you know, roundabout things a little bit more, but that's fine. Okay. You could have done a stop there, but good enough. Actually, speaking of good enough, do you actually stop... Drag line to add a stop, right? There we go. Add a stop there. We need to make sure to actually add a stop here. You're going to stop in the same place twice. That way people can walk over to this subway station. Okay. Good. Still not a lot of demand. A little bit of population loss. How's our sickness? We're alright, actually. Maybe a few more dead people than we want, but there could have been a death wave or something. You guys are complaining about what? Not enough educated workers. What kind of workers do you want specifically? Mostly well-educated. A little highly educated would be nice too. Certainly we don't have enough capacity for our schooling. We know that. This is currently the high school setting. Let's give you another local school over here. And maybe another high school over here too. I mean, they have access to it already, but there's not enough education for it because there's not enough capacity. I mean, it's expensive to keep adding this, but, you know. Okay, right next to the solar power plant. And then we have that high school. In this district, well, these guys are going to be completely uneducated because they're brand new. They haven't had a chance to become educated yet. Elementary school capacity isn't that bad. University is good. I mean, I could add more capacity down here, but right now that's not where it needs it. That's elementary. My god, there's a lot of elementary schools over here. They could potentially use one over on this side of things. They don't have full access. And again, more capacity. Okay, that should help, I think. What are you complaining about? Not enough fuel. Well, import. I mean, you will import fuel, won't you? It's not like SimCity 5. They don't have to turn that on. Are you just not getting your deliveries properly? This one's fine. I'll put stored for 5 weeks. And people can get in there, right? Somewhere? Yeah. It can be reached. Although, I gotta say, it's not the most convenient place to accept power deliveries. Ideally, it would be nice if you were closer to a highway. Why don't I do that? Why don't I move you to over here? So it's a little bit easier to reach you. There, right there. So hopefully you can get a delivery easier. Can increase education spending to increase capacity. That is very true. I mean, we still have lots of power right now, because during the day, when our biggest power draw is happening because of our industry, we do have one solar power plant. Alright, train stations are still operating well. Actually, one advantage here is it might be a little closer to this train station for oil deliveries. I don't think it makes much of a difference one way or the other. The other thing you can build over here is, why not build another garbage collection plant, another incinerator? I think that would be a good idea. A couple of places over here always complaining about garbage. May as well give them some garbage trucks a little bit closer. Nothing wrong with that. Maybe replace it with nuclear power. Yeah, we have a nuclear power station as well. Yeah, all these oil plants aren't getting enough power. You know what? Screw it. We don't need you. You're just whining, and we do have lots of power. But yeah, don't you import it from outside of town? I don't know. We'll leave it there and see if it ever gets an oil delivery. At least here, they won't get blocked by traffic. You can get right off the highway and service that bad boy. I think right now, nuclear power plus the one solar plant is basically what is powering our entire town. So, okay. Population is still dropping a little, but I think it will start to come up again. These guys are good. Yeah, see, we're getting people to move in here. They might just be moving around. Some of the houses might be upgrading or downgrading, and just people are moving in and out, and that's resetting a few things, which is fine. But if people are moving in here, I guess things can't be all that bad. We actually have a scooch. It just went away. A little bit of demand for residential, I was saying. And yes, I know these bus lanes are crazy. Probably don't need as many stops as I'm putting in. I don't know. Whatever. It's fine. As far as the system is concerned, everyone's got coverage, so they're happy. And ultimately, they can ride it until they get to the metro station. Hazer, thank you very much. Says, love your city's streams. No better way to relax. Enjoy a Saturday. Keep them coming. Favorite whiskey? I like to vary it up, man. I get bored of anything that, you know, that I have too much of. But I do tend to favor Islay whiskeys whenever possible. Because I like really, like, strong, intense flavors. Let's tree this area up and make it super party. Now, this area hasn't been zoned yet. I suppose I could. Let's go ahead and paint a little bit of this down. So let's do, just clear that out. So offices right along the edge here. And soak in some of the traffic noise from the street. Offices don't necessarily love noise, but they're less sensitive than the houses. There we go. And then we can put some commercial on the outside. I could put in a lot more pedestrian paths too. And then since there's an office buffer, I'll put commercial over here. Yeah, there we go. I guess that's fine. Like that. Like that. We've got some subs. Baldrick's Cunning Plan and Seleman. Thank you very much for the resub, you two. Also, I do like the Baldrick's Cunning Plan. That's funny. And then some offices. Again, just to soak up a bit of the noise. Since they don't mind as much, we'll make, say, a 4x4 there. Take in that and that. And that's my hospital. I don't know how... The whole hospital might be noisy, actually. Supposed to make sense with all the damn ambulances going back and forth. There we are, and we'll just zone in some more residential over here. It's already got services, so it'll probably grow. There we are. And then just remove that, because we might want to change that up. Actually, let me remove all the houses from the outer edge over here. Now that I think about it. I guess I'll leave that. I mean, there's going to be some traffic noise, but... And then put in some more offices. And then we'll play things based on demand. More parks over here. What else can we put in that's neat? Oh, you know, we could give them some of these touristy things. Skate park? Why not? I don't know if that'll lead to the same sort of joy and improvement, but... And then a big, giant green space. Oh, too much slope. Alright. Slightly smaller big giant green space. And one of these. Boom. Okay. You got water down here? Yep. Although, I think we may have zoned down to here, so we should make sure it's got coverage. People are moving in right away. Losing a bunch of money because it's at night. Overall, we're still doing pretty good. Population keeps draining away, though. What is going on with our pop? It's not a giant death wave. That is stable and dropping. People are not sick. Water pollution is okay. Water pollution is fine. Everyone's got enough water. Yep, everyone's got enough power. Just on the cusp. At night, we're just on the cusp of running out. Maybe we'll put in a second nuclear plant. We got lots during the day. Let's put the nuclear plant near the airport. What could go wrong? How noisy is it? People... Actually... People don't hate the nuclear as much as I expected. I guess we can put it over here. We got that polluting thing anyway, so people aren't going to love this spot regardless. I mean, this is going to be overkill. It does generate a lot of power. And it's not the cheapest thing. There we go. Alright, let's see how that goes. We'll let it run for a little bit. I just spilled a little bit. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Alright. Yeah, we'll just let this run for a wee bit. Let's take a look at our traffic patterns. I don't think we've got any horrible traffic jams. This is less than great. We can probably improve this a fair bit, actually. Is that the only spot where things are particularly bad? This roundabout is not great because roundabouts are not really the solution that you might expect all the time. Got a couple ways to come in and out of the city, and there too. Still don't know why there's so much focus of it here. I think it's because of the train station. So much comes out of this train station. And then really, it's only got... You know, a lot of these guys might be trying to go over here or to the highway. And now they have to come up here, use the roundabout, and then spread out. I should probably give these guys an alternate way out. Like, maybe even a shortcut out from here to the highway. I just build some tunnels. And then in from the highway directly to here so you don't have to use some of these intersections. Probably a good idea. Actually. So let's say we pop this out and go tunnel mode. And just assume some of these guys want to get out to the highway. So while this is going to cause a slight conflict with this this train station. Not really a conflict, just some extra noise. The advantage of it is any trucks that come here can then use this tunnel or this tunnel to get either direction to the highway. So the idea is hopefully take some of these trucks out of there. Now we can use our new traffic analysis tool that we added the mod for finally to try to figure out where these people are going. So you're just going over there. You're going over there. I mean, I guess I can multi-lane this up. Also, fixing this intersection. I should probably just redo this whole bit. Like, literally bulldoze this and then rebuild it. So that we go directly from here to there. Cut off one of these intersections. You want to leave the side roads? I'm going to get rid of this one. Get rid of this. And this segment. Bigger's not always better, but in this case, it, I think, will actually do things a little bit better. What is already occupied here? Police station. Let's move you. There we go. Cuts off one intersection. Adds a little more traffic density here. We'll have to probably rebuild some of these roads over here, but let's leave it out for now. It's amazing. Like, now we're making 50,000. Like, the swing in income is ridiculous, and it has to do with the day-night cycle. So it looks so scary at night when your industries are turned off and not paying taxes. So I don't know how important that is, but this one will probably help things. Getting rid of that extra intersection and helping the flow here because we can use a few more lanes. We'll see. I mean, we'll have to let sort of a day-night cycle happen before we see what goes on there, but it might be better. Well, some people are using... Oh! A few people. This is a big difference. Again, even if only like 10% of the traffic ends up going here instead of there, that would be enough to clear up any traffic jam, but it's more than that. It's like half the people who spawn out of this are actually looking to get to the highway, and they had to take sort of a longer way around. So that will minimize traffic around the roundabout, will improve things pretty dramatically. There we go. I'm not even convinced this is necessarily needed, but this little tunnel to the highway, oh, people are going to love that. It is going to add a little bit of traffic here, but I think they'll deal with it. The St. Tubba station doesn't see that much traffic, so I think it'll be okay. This is already a one-way lane. Anyone who wants to make a left is going to get in the left lane, which is good. There's quite a few people going that way. I think we're all right. Who dat? Billy B. the Man. Thank you very much for the sub. All right. God, the money, yeah, it rolls in. Big swings. It's very dramatic, very swingy income. But we're doing pretty good. So still a little bit of traffic over here, but I think it's going to be miles and miles better. Still a lot of traffic this way, including many buses. And a lot of people making this turn. I mean, it's not that big of a neighborhood. Like, I can't believe there's so many trucks trying to get in here. There's not that much going on here. These are dead ends. Like, literally, all these trucks are just going for these few buildings here. And are tying up this right turn lane that much. It doesn't help either that people who are trying to go straight through are also in that lane. I need my traffic mods. Now, I did go and grab the traffic network mod. No, I didn't. I think I might have grabbed it but not enabled it. Maybe I didn't grab it. It's got a few things with dedicated right turning lanes built into that. So even if you don't want to use Traffic++ to micromanage this sort of stuff, you can use the traffic network mod to add that. But yeah, I don't have it in here. Look. What are you trying to do? What exactly was your goal there? No wonder we have traffic problems. What is this nonsense? Actually, what might help here is to one-lane this, or to one-way this. Is it going the correct way? Nope. And then, you know, cutting back on intersections is good, but if we do that, and then use a two-lane road here with bike paths. Not that I think there are that many bikers out here. So we can actually make this area a little bit bigger and busier, but then turn around and make the one way out over here. Really? We can't go straight? There's going to be a little crooked bit? Alright, that's fine. I'm sure that won't annoy anyone. And then do one of those. So now, it might actually... See, now there's two right turning lanes. Hopefully, here, people will start to use both turning lanes for that. Also, what's notable is now the right lane here is right turn only. Some people will still go straight through because they haven't reprogrammed their route yet. But that might help encourage people to use multiple lanes here. And in fact, it seems to be doing that. Okay, a fire is going to F everything up. That I can't be held responsible for. Emergency vehicles do not pull over sufficiently when there's a fire. And then they're stopped too long. There we go. Start moving again. Good. You think maybe there's going to be a problem with my bus lanes? Actually, I guess maybe not. But the fact that there's a stop on both sides tells me that something was designed to go slightly differently before. Yeah, it's fine. So we have more stupid bus lines. Who cares? Let's go ahead and fill this area in with industrial. We bulldozed some of the industrial, so we can go ahead and put some back. Do you have water coverage over here? You do. Lovely. Excellent. You're complaining about workers. You need... What kind of workers do you need? Operating normally. Oh, I clicked on the wrong one. None of workers. And literally just uneducated workers you need more of. As the population of our town continues to go down a bit. Juna! Thank you very much. Has anyone really been far, even has decided to use, even want to go, do look more like? I think that's an excellent point you've just raised. I think that in the current political climate, it's probably best if we just leave that question open to the experts, but I appreciate your contribution to discussion. I do love that phrase. Where was that from? Was it from like a Yahoo answer or something like that? Like, I don't remember the source of that, but it's just like such mangled language. You can't even start to decipher it. Like, I don't even know what, you know, that person was trying to say in the first place. I just turned out that, like, Juna's actually just trying to talk, and that's just the way he talks, and he's, like, super offended now. I'm so sorry. Let's do one of those. That, right, because the way I did it, it's not going to be a straight edge. Don't do that. We want straight edges. Is this the... No, this one, the bike lanes. Okay, so now that's nice and diagonal, and then, yeah, it can be a little crooked or whatever in the end there. That's fine. I want to build a little residential area over here. Go. Just a little bit of space. We can put in some green stuff. They might not like some of the highway noise, but they'll deal with it. So that way we can have some workers a little bit closer to the industrial area. And note, I'm not making any intersections on the big road where we might get a lot of traffic. Now, there might be a little too much traffic in this intersection, so in the end, we might end up making one more connection. But for now, that's going to be good. So I know there's not much or any industrial or residential demand, but I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of an area over here. Because of the slopes, these are going to be small buildings. Look, they're not 4x4s, or most of them are not 4x4s. And that's really more or less unavoidable. That's a lot of pollution. Some of that. Put in some low density commercial. There we are. You need some water coverage. So I don't think this will populate very quickly because there's not much in the way of demand. Like, we're still, our population continues to dip. But, you know, my theory is if you zone it, they will come. Especially if it's relatively decent and acceptable. I think a clinic will be sufficient coverage for this entire area. Good. One death care. A tiny fire station. And the tiny police station. Good. And we will still give them some schools. Oh, did that actually not go down? Oh, because the slope or something. There. 1, 2. I don't think we're going to put a high school over here. That's going to be fine. And you know what? If we just have the buses, maybe we don't need to go down all the little bits. Where's the nearest subway? Actually, we'll give you a subway. There. Bus that goes along here. And there'll be a tiny little local spur to the subway system. Wow. Add another subway stop here. Space already occupied by... that is a train, I think, that's going underneath there. How deep do I have to go to avoid this? Alright, that's kind of awkward, but alright. There. So from here to here to there, connecting up to the rest of the system, and voila. Now the electrical question. We can run just that there. Doesn't even interfere with any zoning, which I always like to see. Water good, electricity way good, because we do have the nuclear option. And hey, people are popping in right away. Okay. Now, some buildings are being built. We're still losing some people. Well, there we are. Industry complaining about lack of workers. Well, hopefully you'll get some nearby over here. Couple of parks. Let's go and put in a Japanese garden. Doesn't reach very far, but it looks awesome. There we go. And then one of these parks. And then Big green one in here. Lovely. Let that run. Lowering taxes could definitely increase demand. Although, hey, there we go. We're getting some growth now, which is good. I never raised taxes. They're still at the base of 9%, which is more than good. In fact, you can raise taxes and definitely get some people in there. I like the hills here. Oh, that's great. Watch the buses. Take a jump. Vroom, ba-doom, ba-doom. I think there's a mod where you can adjust the number of buses on the line, because it does feel like some of these areas get oversupplied, but that's fine. So people are moving in. Hopefully they'll move in here. How's the... let's check the land value over here. Oh, very good. Very, very, very good. Pollution, not affecting the living space, which is good, because that way we don't get a bunch of extra sick people. Wonderful. And you guys are complaining about workers? Yeah. We need to get more workers. Is there any policy we would like to start to pass that might help with this? I don't care about education boosts necessarily, because I actually do want to put them to work. We could put free public transport. No. School's out. Encourages people to go to work instead of going to school. Harsh prison sentence I don't care about. I'm not going to fiddle with the taxation. Bike ban on sidewalks? No, man. I'm okay with people using bikes on their sidewalks. No loud noises at night. Oh, yeah, the Old Town place. That's a great idea to have an Old Town. Oh, speaking of, like, districts and things, we should name some of these bits. We have a lot of bits that are unnamed. So let's have this area be a district. There we are. This, to me, looks like a district with possibly its own flavor. Of course, I could download some actual building styles and then literally give every district its own building style. There we are. Over here, let me go and do one of those. So some of the districts gets resized, but that's okay. And stretch that out that way. The new one we just built here. All the way up to that side of the road. Okay, let's name these guys. I have my list of subscribers here. I gotta re-sort them, re-randomize them. Boom. Alright. I hate that even when you're like, the game doesn't have focus, at least in Windows mode, it still scrolls over. So this is the Mammy Scratch District. Then... oh, there we go, Willow Hills. This is going to be the